Okay, 我们这边走，那边走过来。Hello, my babies. You must have learned that this year we don't have much new launches, and most of these new launches are coming up here in the CCR. You would have known that there are 2 GLS land over here at Zion Road coming up very soon. But the mystery is this: why are there only 3 bids on these 2 land parcels previously? So D9 is one of those areas that I've constantly asked people to avoid. Since 2021, we have lost a huge amount of foreign investment over here, and this district has taken one of the hardest hit when it comes to property prices and demand. But recently, you would have noticed that in new launches in the OCR, particularly Parktown and Alta, are already selling over $2,500 per square foot. Then you are starting to wonder, even at the ORI, if prices are hitting $3,000 per square foot, does it then make sense to come here for better location and amenities? And that's also the reason why I'm here to evaluate whether that decision of yours is going to be a sound one or not. While these 2 land parcels are side by side, there's one that I prefer over the other. Parcel A is the first of its kind to pilot long-stay service apartments in Singapore, but because of this component, the bids came in rather subdued at just $1,200 PPR, which is much less than what the developers paid for at the ORI. So for one, we don't know whether it will be a brand new asset class or a liability at the end of the day. And if you're an investor buying into one of these plots, do you not want to have lesser competition within the building itself? With the service apartments, the commercial component, does it mean that the building will also experience higher wear and tear as a whole? Which makes more sense for me to think that Parcel B, a fully residential class of asset, might be a more favorable choice if you're intending to choose between A or B. Bid on this plot came from the owners of Great World City. But should you be entering any of these new launches around here, let me break it down for you in a very simple supply and demand concept. First, let's talk about new supply. These 2 plots over here will yield eventually 1,300 units, but let's not forget the other 2 plots that are launched in River Valley, which will bring the total up to over 2,000 new condo supply in the next 3 to 4 years. And in the last 2 years, we've also got new projects that just TOP'd. We're talking about Avenir, Irwell Hill, as well as Riviere over here, who have just added 450 over units in this area. In total, we will be expecting a new supply of 3,500 units. And now you're wondering if that is a lot. In the last 2 years, let's take for example D15, which is our most demanded suburb. We've had 4 new launches, EOK, Grand Diamond Continuum, as well as Tembusu Grand, and that added an inventory of more than 3,300 units. At our best in 2024, we managed to sell about 85% of those units, giving us a total sales of about 3,000 units in the whole year. And compare that to D9 at the moment. How well are we doing? At our peak performance back then in 2021, before we culled foreign investment, we were doing around 1,800 units as a whole. Since then, the market has cooled off, and last year we barely managed with 840 transactions. So if you ask me if there's such a thing as too much supply, the answer is probably yes. So as a consumer, you must be thinking that with more competition, does it mean that you will win in terms of prices? Probably not. Remember the last TOP project called Irwell Hill? Well, that is done by the same developers, CDL. They might practice some sort of price protection considering that the resale over there are already going around $2,800 per square foot. So my take is that they will probably price the new GLS at anything around $3,000 per square foot to begin with. So if you're one of those that do value your lifestyle needs over capital growth in the near term, then make sure that you accidentally do have a budget of more than $3 million to buy at least a 3-bedroom of about 1,000 square feet. But if you don't, then possibly looking at resale options could be your better bet. Now, if you're curious about how new launch living will look like around here, why not let me take you to Irwell Hill.
Hey, hi Joe, come in.
Wow, Jooann, that's so nice.
2 bed, 1 bath, 614 square feet unit. I really like that it is just mere minutes walk to Great World City, and right downstairs is Great World MRT station. Fiona!
We have 2 bedrooms over here. So this is the common room, and this will likely be your master bedroom because it's slightly bigger. The queen size bed, but you can possibly fit a king size bed, but you won't be able to put any of side tables. And despite this being a 2 bed, 1 bath, we also have enclosable kitchen over here.
The real reason why we are here in Irwell Hill is to show you a true depiction of what the potential new GLS will look like in terms of space, so you can feel it. And there will be some differences in terms of what has already been around versus what will come up. For example, you may find that in the common bedrooms, you will not be able to find full floor to ceiling height windows anymore because of harmonization. So if you want to know more about the oncoming GLS, you can always hit us up. So myself, Felicia and Fiona can show you around. Okay, thanks, bye!